Germany ranks as the world's fourth largest economy, following the United States, China, and Japan, and stands as the largest economy in Europe. It holds the position of the third largest global exporter and serves as Europe's industrial stronghold. Germany's economic prowess extends to the point where it can independently counteract the eurozone's recession, making it the sole nation affluent enough to safeguard the euro. But how did the country, which was completely destroyed after the Second World War, become one of the world's wealthiest countries? Let's discover the reasons for the economic miracle of Germany. Before we start, please support my channel by clicking like and subscribe buttons. After the war, the country lay in ruins, with disorder prevailing everywhere. Many German cities were significantly destroyed. Human losses reached 5 to 7 million people. The economy was in a neglected state, with around 20% of industry lost, production capacities destroyed, entire factories and convoys of equipment were exported, along with trading vessels. Millions of people lacked access to water, gas, and electricity. Significant losses in agriculture led to problems of malnutrition and famine. Mass bombings of cities resulted in the destruction of half of the housing stock, with bridges and roads in ruins. However, successful economic reforms fundamentally changed the situation in post-war Germany. Minister of Economics Ludwig Erhard is considered the main architect of Germany's economic success after the war. It is difficult to disagree with this, as the path he chose for building a social market economy bore fruit in a short period. Undoubtedly, the assistance from the United States through the Marshall Plan played a role in Germany's economic development, but the decisive factors were the implemented reforms and the rational use of funds. Of course, the hard-working, disciplined, and talented nature of the German people helped accelerate this recovery. Erhard managed to harmoniously combine market freedom and state regulation in the new economic model, aiming for the prosperity of all. Erhard's model looked like this. Goal: a high level of prosperity for all strata of the population. Path to achievement: free market competition and private entrepreneurship. Here is a list of fundamental principles of the social market economy upon which the new Germany was built. 1. Development of the market economy, freedom of entrepreneurship, stimulation of investments, preservation of free competition, privatization, and protection of property rights. 2. Strengthening and development of the middle class, focusing on small and medium-sized businesses. The middle class is considered the subject of private property, not oligarchy. 3. State regulation and an active economic role of the government. State regulation does not involve direct intervention in economic processes, but rather the establishment of development priorities and the creation of common rules of the game for everyone. 4. Weighted and balanced social policy. The state provides assistance to those in need, recognizing that without societal and governmental support, individuals may lose their potential, and without individual initiative, state aid can turn into encouragement of passivity. 5. The government of Germany did not adopt a policy of providing excessive preferences to specific groups of people or companies. Perhaps the most crucial principle, without which structural changes in the state and economy are challenging to implement, is the trust of the people in the government and the chosen course. The less social stratification in society, the greater this trust. Economic prosperity began with the abolition of most regulatory restrictions and instructions that hindered business development. In his decisions, Erhard was bold and forward-thinking, as evidenced by his idea of price reform, considering that allies claimed the right to approve price changes. But he managed to seize this initiative. The state abolished price regulation but monitored to prevent unjustified increases. Fixed maximum prices were set for essential goods: food, fuel, coal, steel, fertilizers. Erhard understood that to make a quantum leap and transition to a market economy, it was necessary to increase production and ensure free competition, rather than perfecting distribution. To protect competition, active anti-monopoly policies were implemented, and an anti-monopoly law was quickly adopted. Gradually, Mechanisms for privatization and prevention of excessive concentration of production and capital were launched. In the reconstruction of industry, the development of scientific and technological progress played a crucial role, along with orientation towards the external market. The funds received by West Germany from America were largely used for technical re-equipment of industrial sectors, new technologies, reconstruction and renewal of production, replacement of fixed assets, design developments, and scientific research. Erhard's reforms bore fruit in a short period. As a result of the structural restructuring of the industry, the share of extractive industries more than halved. The initial years of the reforms were characterized by high and stable industrial development rates. By 1950, the economy had reached pre-war levels, doubling by 1956. The automotive industry grew by 60%. High-quality German goods were in great demand on the global market. Gradually, Germany began to play a leading role in Europe, strengthening its authority. Significant growth in labor productivity led to an increase in wages and a balanced labor market. Unemployment levels significantly decreased, achieving full employment. Prices stabilized, social tension in society decreased, and incentives for work emerged. The standard of living rose, and the middle class actively formed. Approximately 55% of West Germans considered themselves part of the middle class. Due to the absence of military expenditures and prudent financial policies, West Germany was able to save money. By 1956, it settled all debts, becoming a creditor and accumulating a gold reserve. Throughout the 1950s, West Germany surpassed the United States, United Kingdom, and France in economic growth rates. By 1960, the levels of production and exports were more than 3 times higher than pre-war indicators. In 1962, 27.3% of households owned a car. 34.4% of households had a television. 34% of households owned a washing machine. 1/3 of Germans went on vacation once a year. The reforms in post-war Germany serve as an example of a successful recovery from crisis through a well-balanced government policy, the development of a free market economy, and external economic support. The economic success of Germany is not a temporary phenomenon, but a continuous one observed since the early post-war years. This sustained progress is attributed to a unique combination of micro and macroeconomic factors and institutional characteristics that complement and reinforce each other. Here is a list of key factors. Staunch monetary policy. The German mark, introduced in 1948, remained a particularly strong currency as the German Federal Bank deliberately fought against inflation. Unlike France and other European countries, Germany did not resort to devaluation to make domestic enterprises more competitive. Instead, businesses often suffered from the Bundesbank's tough policies, which raised interest rates earlier and higher than other central banks. However, this encouraged German companies to enhance the quality of export goods and strive for global market leadership. Liberal and social market economy. Success is also attributed to the developed model of the social market economy in Germany. It aims to provide as many citizens as possible with opportunities for work, consumption, and participation in social and cultural life. A smart balance between individual economic success and public welfare is ensured by an independent legal system, open markets, competition encouragement, active antitrust policies preventing excessive economic power concentration, a social system mitigating inequality, and democratically legitimized parties, ensuring a balance of various interest groups. This system proves to be remarkably flexible in times of crisis. Unique business structure and innovativeness. Due to liberal framework conditions, long-standing entrepreneurial traditions, and deepening international division of labor, Germany has developed a unique business structure. The dominance of medium-sized firms, including family businesses, alongside a considerable number of large companies is a key feature. Both medium and large enterprises are globally oriented, compelling them to consistently engage in innovations, which in turn secures global leadership in their segments. German companies are characterized by extraordinary innovativeness and the ability to make revolutionary breakthroughs when necessary, particularly evident in industries like mechanical engineering, where Germany is a global leader. Effective social system. A crucial factor is the extensive and well-functioning social insurance system. It helps mitigate the negative effects of global competition, to which Germany, with its open economy, is particularly exposed. The approach to globalization here is much more positive than in other major EU countries or the US. It is worth pointing out the social partnership between labor and capital, which has withstood many tests as employers and employees negotiate, contributing to social peace in the country. Businesses make significant contributions to financing the social system, while trade unions, in turn, refrain from excessive demands, thus not undermining the international price competitiveness of German firms. Long-term orientation of companies and citizens. The most crucial success factor is seen in the pronounced national characteristic of long-term orientation. It manifests in the readiness of Germans, whether entrepreneurs or ordinary citizens, to forego immediate rewards. High savings rates, low levels of indebtedness for the population, businesses, and the state, a positive balance in the trade balance, moderate inflation rates, a focus on long-term business strategies, increased attention to education and environmental protection. All these are considered the result of Germans' orientation towards sustained development and stable prosperity. That's it for today. Thanks for your time. Please do not forget to support my channel by clicking like and subscribe buttons.